Lesson 5, Nationality, Sovereignty, and Reclaiming Your Status. Peace, love, and light, Royals. Welcome to another powerful lesson on reclaiming your wealth, sovereignty, and identity. If you've been following along, you now understand that your birth certificate and social security number placed you in a system designed to keep you as a debtor and corporate asset. But today, we are shifting the focus to who you truly are, not just legally, but historically, internationally, and divinely. This lesson is about your true nationality, your royal status, and your birthright as a sovereign being. If you do not declare your true nationality, the system will assign you one that keeps you under corporate jurisdiction and colonial control. Before we begin, grab your notebook and pen because we are covering a lot of crucial information. Take notes, look up terms, and research the treaties and laws we'll be discussing. Today's lesson breakdown. 1. The true meaning of nationality and why it determines your legal status. 2. How the U.S. legal system stripped people of sovereignty. 3. Decolonization, international law, and the rights of sovereign peoples. 4. Religious protections and how they secure your rights. 5. The treaties that confirm your lawful status and birthright. 6. How to lawfully reclaim your nationality and operate as a sovereign being. 7. Why you are already wealthy and royal. It's time to claim it. What is nationality and why does it matter? Nationality is more than just a label or a country of origin. It is your political and legal identity. A national belongs to a sovereign people with rights, land, and self-governance. A citizen of the United States under the 14th Amendment is a corporate franchise status, meaning you are legally classified as a corporate entity subject to government control, rather than a sovereign being. Why this matters? If you do not reclaim your nationality, the system assumes that you are a debtor, meaning your labor and wealth are collateral for U.S. government debt, have no lawful standing, meaning you are subject to statutory and corporate laws rather than natural and international law, are a corporate asset, meaning you are treated as property rather than a sovereign heir to your birthright. This is why nationality is the order of the day, because without it, the system presumes ownership over you and your estate. Part 2. How the U.S. legal system stripped people of sovereignty. Most people don't realize that U.S. law is not based on common law or constitutional law. It is private commercial law. This means every legal interaction you have is based on contracts, not natural rights. The U.S. government operates as a corporation, meaning its laws are actually corporate policies that apply only to corporate citizens, 14th Amendment citizens. The system functions under Admiralty maritime law, meaning that unless you declare otherwise, you are legally assumed to be a vessel, a financial asset, under corporate jurisdiction. This is why everything in the U.S. legal system revolves around commercial contracts, debt, and suretyship. The government does not recognize you as a living, breathing sovereign being. Instead, you are classified as a financial instrument used to back the U.S. debt. How this happened. 1. The United States Bank, 1791, created as a private bank with England owning 18,000 of 25,000 shares. This made the U.S. financially dependent on foreign banking interests. 2. The 14th Amendment, 1868. Instead of freeing enslaved people, it created a type of corporate citizenship. This status turned all people into property of the corporate U.S. government. 3. The Trading with the Enemy Act, 1917 and 1933 Amendment. In 1933, the U.S. classified all U.S. citizens as enemies of the state in order to seize their assets. This is why your labor, wealth, and financial identity are used as collateral for government debt. 4. The Birth Certificate System, 1933 present. Created to register all people as corporate assets under government control, converts your name into a legal fiction that operates under commercial law. Because of these changes, if you do not reclaim your nationality, the system assumes you agree to being a corporate citizen, a debtor, and an asset under their financial system. In the next section, we'll discuss how decolonization, international law, and treaties protect your sovereign rights. Part 3. Decolonization, international law, and the rights of sovereign peoples. One of the biggest misconceptions is that colonization is over. In reality, it has simply changed forms, from physical occupation to legal, financial, and political control. The U.S. government, operating as a corporation, continues to govern people as property, rather than recognizing them as sovereign heirs to their own nations and estates. This is why decolonization and international law are critical to reclaiming your nationality and wealth. What is decolonization? Decolonization is the process of removing colonial control over a people, land, or government, restoring the rightful identity, land, and sovereignty of indigenous and national peoples, ending the legal and financial contracts that bind people to foreign corporate rule. The United Nations, international treaties, and historical agreements all confirm that colonized people have the right to reclaim their nationality, lands, and governance. Key international laws that protect sovereign peoples. 1. The UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP 2007, recognizes the right of indigenous peoples to self-governance, control of their land, and protection from forced assimilation. declares that people cannot be forced into foreign legal systems against their will. Number 2, the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties, 1969, establishes that treaties are binding agreements that must be honored by all governments, confirms that national peoples have the right to hold governments accountable for treaty violations. 3, the Charter of the United Nations, 1945, establishes the principles of national sovereignty, self-determination, and human rights, confirms that no nation has the right to rule over another people without their consent. These legal protections mean that those who declare their nationality are not just reclaiming their birthright, they are asserting their rights under global law. In the next section, we will break down the treaties that legally prove your sovereignty and confirm that the U.S. must honor your lawful status. The treaties that confirm your sovereignty and lawful status. Many people don't realize that the U.S. government is legally bound by international treaties that recognize the sovereignty of Moroccan Moorish nationals, indigenous peoples, and other sovereign groups. These treaties are critical because they serve as documented proof that nationality and sovereignty are not just theoretical concepts. They are legally recognized under international law. Key treaties that protect your sovereign status. 1. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1786-1836. One of the oldest standing treaties between the Moroccan Empire and the United States. Recognizes Moroccan Moorish nationals as sovereign entities with diplomatic protections. Confirms that the U.S. must respect the rights, status, and independence of Moroccan nationals. 2. The Treaty of Madrid, 1880. Acknowledges that Moors and Moroccan subjects have rights and protections under international law. Confirms that Moroccan nationals cannot be forced into foreign legal or political systems. Number 3. The Act of Algeciras, 1906. An international treaty recognizing Moroccan sovereignty and trade rights. Establishes that no foreign power can claim ownership or control over Moroccan nationals. 4. The Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties, 1969, establishes that treaties are binding legal agreements that cannot be ignored or overridden by national laws. Ensures that nations must honor treaties and agreements made with sovereign peoples. 5. The Charter of the United Nations, 1945, confirms the principles of national sovereignty, self-determination, and human rights, legally protects people who declare their true nationality and remove themselves from corporate citizenship. 6. The UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, NDRIP, 2007, recognizes the right of indigenous and national peoples to self-governance, land, and identity. Declares that sovereign people cannot be forced into foreign citizenship or subject to foreign laws without consent. These treaties prove that Moroccan Moorish nationals, indigenous peoples, and other sovereign groups have legal standing to reclaim their nationality and operate under international protections. However, because most people do not know about these agreements, the U.S. continues to govern them as if they are corporate assets, rather than sovereign heirs to their national estates. In the next section, we will discuss how religious protections further secure your rights and provide additional legal standing in reclaiming your sovereignty. Religious protections and how they secure your rights. One of the most overlooked yet powerful protections that we have is religious freedom. The system has convinced people that religion is just about worshiping in a church, mosque, or temple. But in reality, everything we do on a daily basis is religious, and that is exactly why religious protections can be used to secure our sovereignty. The importance of having a spiritual foundation. We cannot be godless people and expect to have sovereignty. If we do not recognize a higher power, divine order, and spiritual law, then we leave ourselves open to being governed by man-made systems that do not have our best interests at heart. Every nation, every people, and every sovereign group in history has been built upon spiritual principles. The moment a people become godless, disconnected, or spiritually lost, they lose their foundation and become easy to control. The system does not operate without spiritual contracts. Everything is governed by oaths, pledges, and spiritual agreements that have legal implications. This is why understanding religious protections is critical. Cash, the misuse of religion as a tool of bondage. I personally used to see religion as a tool used to control people, to keep them passive and obedient. And in many ways, it has been used for that purpose, to strip people of their power and place them in mental, spiritual, and financial bondage. But as I began to study the law, history, and the true purpose of religious freedoms, I realized that religion is also one of the greatest legal protections that we have. The separation of church and state is a facade. Many people believe in the idea of separation of church and state, but that is one of the biggest deceptions ever created. The government itself operates under religious principles. Every oath of office, every court proceeding, and every law is backed by spiritual authority. Money itself carries religious power. In God We Trust is printed on every dollar bill, showing that commerce and spirituality are intertwined. The legal system is filled with religious terms. Testimony, judgment, appeal, redemption, bond, and even the structure of courts are modeled after religious temples. If the state is truly separate from religion, why does it constantly use religious authority to validate its power? The truth is, church and state are not separate. Instead, the state has positioned itself as the new God, and those who do not claim their own religious and spiritual authority will be governed under man-made legal systems that do not protect them. Everything we do is religious and protected by law. Because every aspect of daily life is religious, it means that 1. Your beliefs, customs, and spiritual practices are legally protected. This includes everything from how you eat, dress, educate your children, handle your finances, and live your life. 2. You can structure your life, estate, and sovereignty under religious protections. This means that trusts, land, and financial affairs can be shielded from government overreach by establishing them under religious freedom protections. 3. Declaring your nationality and sovereign status is a spiritual act. When you do this, you are not just reclaiming your legal identity, you are aligning with divine law and natural order. Understanding these protections is key to reclaiming your true status as a sovereign royal being. In the next section, we will discuss how to lawfully reclaim your nationality, step outside of corporate jurisdiction, and fully embody your sovereignty. Part 6. How to lawfully reclaim your nationality and operate as a sovereign being. Now that we understand the importance of nationality, treaties, decolonization, and religious protections, the next step is taking lawful action to reclaim what is rightfully yours. The system assumes you are a corporate citizen and a debtor because you have never formally rebutted their claim over you. But when you declare your nationality and correct your status, you step outside of their jurisdiction and reclaim your rightful place as a sovereign heir, not a subject of the state. Key steps to reclaiming your nationality and lawful status. 1. Declare your nationality. You must formally declare and record your nationality and political status. This establishes your lawful standing outside of the corporate U.S. system. 2. Learn to identify and challenge contracts. The system operates under contract law, so you must learn to recognize contracts that assume you are a corporate entity. Stop signing legal documents blindly. Use terms like all rights reserved next to your signature to prevent waiving your rights. 3. Establish your estate and trust. Your identity, wealth, and assets have been placed in trusts controlled by the state. Setting up a private trust and securing your estate ensures that your property is no longer subject to government control. 4. Utilize religious and treaty protections. Since international treaties and religious laws protect sovereignty, understanding how to invoke these protections is key. Religious trusts, private ecclesiastical courts, and self-governing structures can be used to secure your status. 5. Operate under international law. Since the U.S. is bound by international treaties, using these laws prevents the government from unlawfully violating your rights. Knowing how to hold government agencies accountable under international law is a powerful tool in maintaining sovereignty. Reclaiming your nationality is not just about paperwork. It is about shifting your mindset, standing in your true power, and refusing to be governed by a system that sees you as a financial asset. In the final section, we will discuss why you are already wealthy and royal, and how to start thinking, acting, and living as the sovereign being that you truly are. Part 7, final section. You were born wealthy and royal, not born into sin or debt. For generations, we have been told that we were born into sin, born into struggle, and born into debt. But that is one of the biggest lies ever told. The truth is, you were born wealthy and royal. Noble Drew Ali said it best. Moors, you are just plain wealthy. He told us almost 100 years ago that the time would come in the 20th and 21st century when we would rediscover the path to what has been hidden from us. He warned that our wealth, our status, and our sovereignty had been stolen from us, but only temporarily. Everything we have been uncovering in these lessons confirms what he and others before him have been saying. You are the heir to a national estate that has been kept from you. Your identity has been used to generate millions, if not billions, in wealth. Your sovereignty was hidden from you so that you would never claim your power. But now that time has come. We are stepping into a new era where knowledge is being restored, where the truth is being revealed, and where the path to reclaiming our birthright is becoming clearer every day. This is why it is important to start thinking, acting, and operating as the royal that you truly are. How do you start living as a sovereign and wealthy being? 1. Shift your mindset. Stop thinking like a subject, a debtor, or a corporate citizen. Start seeing yourself as a living, sovereign heir with divine and legal rights. 2. Educate yourself on wealth. Learn about silver, gold, cryptocurrency, and asset protection. The financial system is shifting, and those who don't prepare will be left behind. 3. Take action on your nationality. Do not wait for someone to free you. Freedom comes from knowledge and application. Learn how to properly declare your status. 4. Claim your estate and legacy. The system has profited from your labor and identity for too long. Start securing your estate, protecting your assets, and operating through trust and international law. 5. Connect with like-minded people. This journey is not meant to be walked alone. Surround yourself with those who are also seeking knowledge and truth. Exclusive resources and support for your sovereignty journey. To gain full access to my private resource library, including legal references, templates, books, and additional research materials, email me at ShayMarieInc@gmail.com with a $25 donation paid. Visit ShaySpeaksTruth.com. ShaySpeaksTruth.com/ where you can get t-shirts that represent truth and sovereignty. Learn how to acquire silver, gold, and cryptocurrency in small fractions or large quantities. Find tools to help secure your financial future outside of the corporate system. Donations are appreciated and help continue the production of these lessons. You can send a contribution via CashApp, mpresshaymarie, PayPal, ShaySpeaksTruth@gmail.com. Further study and additional perspectives. For those looking for even more information on nationality, decolonization, and history, I highly recommend checking out these YouTube channels. AMPAC Study Sessions by Brother J. Jermaine Bey, focused on decolonization and how the Moors lost their sovereignty. Link in the video description. In God We Trust Academy by Brother Eric Ingram Bey, providing the same powerful lessons from a different perspective. Final thoughts. You are the solution. Knowledge alone is not enough. You must apply it. You must take action. You must reclaim what is rightfully yours. We were never meant to be subjects, corporate entities, or debt slaves. We are sovereign heirs, divine beings, and rightful stewards of our wealth and legacy. It is time to stand in your power. It is time to reclaim your estate. It is time to move with the confidence of a royal heir to a national estate that is rightfully yours. We are just getting started. Stay aware, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next lesson.